Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my vlog. I'm happy to be here. I have a few things that I think I want to talk about today. As I was, knowing that I wanted to record a video this week, I just put the question out to life, what am I going to talk about? And of course, over a few days of being open to receiving that inspiration, some inspiration came. And as usual, the inspiration comes from just being present in each moment and aware of what's coming up through me. So I'm excited. Let's go. Let's talk about the things. I created a kind of spicy post on Facebook yesterday. I guess my version of spicy, where, I took a selfie the other day and there was like there was a little bit of a look that I was giving off, and I was just like, And, I take plenty of selfies, not a whole lot, but I take them. And I usually don't post them. I feel like that was what I was doing a couple years ago, mostly in high school, like 10 years ago. And I don't know, I left the selfie game behind in the past. So anyways, I had taken some selfies and I decided I wanted to post one because I've been getting back into social media and just letting myself engage there. It's not obviously my main source of social interaction, but I'm letting myself feel comfortable allowing it to be a source of social interaction again. So got my selfie, I'm getting ready to post it. I'm like, what should my caption be? And I kind of zoomed in on the picture to look at myself more, and I was like, what am I giving off right now? And one of the first things that I saw was disgust. So I was like, okay, what's my caption? Can you peep the slight disgust? And that's kind of an abrasive word. I wouldn't say that I really use that word very often. But it has its time and place. And so then as I was like, okay, is this really going to be my caption? I was like, well, what am I disgusted by? What's disgusted me? If I'm giving off this slight disgust, what's behind that? Would I be able to elaborate on the disgust if anybody asked? And, some things came up. So then I added to the caption, that I think I'm gonna record another vlog tomorrow, which is today, where I'll talk a little bit about some things that disturb me. Because there are things that disturb me. There are things actually that I would consider myself to be relatively disgusted by. And these things really matter to me. And so I figured it would be a cool topic to talk about. Since it's so fresh and all. And then of course, just some things that are going on in society and some things that are going on in my life that I could use to bring examples to the topic that I'm going to be speaking on today, which for the most part, the topic I'm going to talk about today is consumerism. And I guess capitalism a little bit. And that's pretty edgy for me. I don't know if you would have ever heard me say I'm going to talk about capitalism before today. And that's really not the main subject matter at all. The point of it is profit. It's really about profit. the world of profit and consumerism and all of that, because that is actually something that really disturbs me and probably borderline disgusts me, if not just really firmly disgusts me. Not borderline, but actually disgusts me. So I'll go a little bit more in detail so that we're not so just ambiguous about it all. But it's really this seemingly general drive to live our lives for profit, rather than for people and for the planet. And I'll very often in my videos, I'll come back to the importance of this planet that we live on right now, that has been supporting our species for literal millions of years, just completely naturally. Like somehow this planet has known what foods to grow, what plant species to grow for more than just our species, but to feed all life. This planet just knows how to sustain life. It is so incredible. So I really can't help but to have it be such a main focus in my life, because, well, hello, my life is sustained by this planet, by the nature of this planet, by the ways of the natural world itself. Because of course, okay, yeah, we're on this planet, but where's this planet? This planet is in a solar system that is held through time and space, that is surrounded by other solar systems, and all of those solar systems that are surrounding ours are in one way or another supporting our solar system as well, which supports the planet that we live on, which supports us. It's big, it's real big, right? But I want to kind of bring it in, keep it focused, because as much awe as I have for all of creation and its expansiveness, okay, so I ran out of storage space in my phone, and I went and I just deleted a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to try to make the rest of this video as concise as possible so that I don't run out of storage while recording again, because if that happens, then I feel very discouraged from recording. Okay, so we were talking about consumption and living a lifestyle that is for profit, focused around for profit. And okay, that disturbs me, because that's the point of the video, right? We're talking about something that really disturbs me, something that really gets me going, and I don't even try to wrap my head around it. There's so much of it that I understand, which I don't think I will be able to really go too much in depth of like what I understand about it, because that would probably take at least 45 minutes, and I guarantee my phone would stop recording. So we'll keep it simple, and the focus of the video is in what ways it disturbs me, and also some really simple solutions. I believe they're simple. Okay, so why, how on earth, in any logically sound way, does it make sense to be spending literal hundreds of millions of dollars on swaying people's decisions and who they choose to be a representative for their city or state or whatever, right? The amount of money that goes in to politics is absolutely absurd. So much money, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars regularly to just like and how often we are told that if we want to make very massive changes to our climate situation as far as like weather and the natural world goes, we are very often met with, well, we just don't have the money to accomplish those things. The amount of times that it is said that we just don't have the money to do A, B, C, or D. When, in truth, nothing should necessarily even cost so-called money, right? Of course, there's a need for reciprocal exchange of energy, no matter what is happening. And that is, for the most part, the case with all parts of creation. You know, there's just a constant stream of energy flowing in all directions all the time. And that's just the way that it works. So we don't have to try to make it work. It just does. As I was saying earlier, this planet just grows the food that the species that the planet holds needs to eat in order to continue to be and to live, right? So just the nature of life itself is a constant exchange of energy flowing in all directions all the time. And what has seemed to happen is we've seemed to suppress or try to suppress the nature of things in order to leverage what is not being suppressed, right? So if we suppress communities from growing their own food, then the food that is being grown, that isn't being suppressed to grow, we now have more ownership of its value. I'm using we kind of like broadly, right? We being maybe not necessarily you or me or anyone listening here, but still there's a we that is like, if we can control who's growing food and how much, then we can control who gets the food and what they give in exchange for it. So there's just this like suppressed and controlled hold over how people and how the natural world is able to just exchange energy naturally. Now, something in my life that is like a perfect parallel for this is I'm a Reiki master teacher. One thing that I can do with that is I can heal, I can offer a healing energy to other people, to other places. I can send that energy to plants, to businesses, to animals, to different planets. I can essentially send it anywhere. And it's an incredibly beautiful and powerful tool and gift that I have to share. And I work in a spa, so there's lots of massage therapists and estheticians and just incredible people with beautiful healing touch as well. And so what I can do is I can offer my healing abilities and the gifts that have been given to me that I can share. I can offer that directly to a massage therapist, and rather than getting paid in like liquid tender or cash or dollar signs, I'm getting to receive a massage in return. So it's just a direct exchange. We're just, hey, I have this, you have that, they're of relatively equal value. Let's trade because we want to. Another example is our dryer is out, and getting the dryer repaired is probably at least a couple $100s. Now, as you all know, we don't always want to just spend a couple $100s if we don't have to. And I can do pretty much the same thing, which is offer my gifts and my abilities and my value, something that I can share with somebody that can encourage them or support them or help them or increase their value. I can just give them my direct offering, and in return, they'll come in and fix my dryer for me. And this is happening because it can, because I'm open to receiving it, and I've opened myself to receive that constant exchange of energy that's flowing in all directions all the time without asking anyone's permission, really. And I can do that because I trust myself so much. I know who I am, I know where my heart is, I know what my point is, and all of that. And I trust myself deeply to trust the energy that flows from me and the energy that wants to flow back to me. And it's just really that simple. So, I guess the point of that and how that can tie into, the for-profit system that we're living in, if we recognize that we have so much value already, just to offer to people directly. And a lot of the people in our lives, or maybe you go out and find someone who offers something that has value to you. If you've got something specific in mind, you might be able to contact someone who does that specific thing directly and be like, hey, I see you do this. Here's what I have to offer. I'm wondering if you would be open to exchanging with me. And you really never know who's gonna say yes to that. And it's actually really incredible because you can form such wonderful connections, which will just continue to increase your value. Because another part of our value is, because of our value is the energy that we hold, and we're receiving energy from those around us. And so if we have certain kinds of connections with people or places or natural environments, that the energy from those things, is coming into us, it affects our energy as well and what our value can potentially be. So again, if we can recognize that we have this value and it's relatively infinite, it just depends on really if you allow yourself to tap into it, then you can start to exchange more directly. And that will in turn, whatever, now let's come back to money, whatever money or that dollar sign or the representation of some value that you've given, and now you've got this money to represent that, we can use that and spend it on, maybe instead of paying to get a massage, I can pay to have more high quality groceries, which again, the high quality of those groceries, the higher value of those groceries enhances me once more. And and when it comes to food and what we eat, it's so real. When you're eating high quality, nutrient dense foods that don't have a lot of chemicals inside of them, it is so, so good for your body, which is in turn good for your mind. It is good for your mind-body connection state, which will help to also, keep the heart at ease and other organs at ease, which affect other emotional states, because everything is interconnected, right? And there's certain organs that can stimulate different emotions or diffuse certain emotions and all of that. So if our food is high quality as well, then we're just receiving the benefit of that quite literally and directly through our biology and our physiology, which we're getting a little bit expansive here, and we can make another video about that kind of stuff, the energetics of all of that. But again, to kind of like reiterate, so we have so much value that we can exchange directly that can enable and empower us to get our various wants and needs met without always having to pay through the form of money to do that, which then leaves you with more money, so to speak, so that you have a little bit more liberty to spend your money more wisely. And to recognize that, it can be truly so beneficial to, rather than buy a lot of really cheap low value items, which, right, if you consume that low value, it can bring your value down. But rather than buying a lot of the low quality, low value items, you buy a smaller quantity of higher value. So it's the quality that we're choosing, right? The higher quality that we say yes to, which once more will just benefit you even more, give you a higher value and a higher quality to go and continue to exchange through the sea of commerce, which is not limited strictly to dollar signs and money, right? It's all just energy exchange and value exchange. And there's infinite possibility if we tap into the nature of all of that, that if we continue to live our lives for profit rather than, for nature, then we are lowering our potential, and that potential to experience an extremely incredible and beautiful life. To me, it makes the most sense to tap into that nature, to tap into the natural aspects of our being and our value and what we have to give and what we can receive, and how that benefits all the aspects of us, which will increase our social experiences. It will just increase the whole shebang. It'll all be benefited when we live in our true value. And because it makes so much sense to me, I get so confused and so disturbed as to why it's not happening. And then I know why it's not happening. I have an idea. I think I know why we are in this position socially and collectively. And again, that's kind of getting a little bit broader on the topic, and I just want to stay focused because I want to finish this video before I run out of space. So yeah, we'll talk more about the energetics of it all, and it'll just continue to flow naturally because that's the point. And I think I'm gonna just close this off here. I hope that any and every one of you can take away from this video just how accessible a higher quality life truly is to you if you will just allow yourself to live in the true nature of you and that value that you have. That's pretty much it. I'm excited to be able to share this kind of stuff with you all. I hope you enjoy. Please feel free to drop anything in the comments, anything you're taking away from this, anything you feel inspired by, anything you really resonate with. Like the video, share it with people, subscribe to my channel. I'm really gonna just continue to do my best to show up regularly to connect here and share presently. Hope you are having a beautiful day, evening, and I look forward to another one.